This is what I like to call the bonus round of gardening. Got my bowl and I got my cutter, my snips for my scapes, garlic scapes. This is the third year of me growing garlic. I originally started in 2023. I planted from Keene Organic. These are not organic garlic, but they're from Keene. I can't tell you what variety because they were the starter and I never wrote down when they sent them to me. I know that they're hardneck and I know that they're for zone 5. So last year I pulled them out. When they went over, I pulled them out, I cured them, I hung them to dry. I'm gonna do the same thing with these and basically got double garlic. And so I took half the garlic and now it's in the ground. Now it's coming back out. So let's take a look at the scape. Here's an example of a scape where it's just turning. Here's an example where it's kind of doubled. You can see that it's already, that's a little late, I think. And then if you'll see over here, like these guys are kind of perfect. Like this guy's just turning here. They're doing a little swan song right there. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna harvest the scapes and I'm going to ferment them kind of like you do sauerkraut. I'm gonna make a 3% brine. So let's go ahead and get these guys harvested. Yum, I got a bowl of these. Let's go ferment them and I'm gonna show you how I ferment these chives that I pulled earlier as well. Exciting. All right, so I'm here in the tailgate room and I've got my scapes. I got my bowl of scapes. And so what I'm doing here, and I wanted to kind of show you, I did these with radishes. So this is the middle of June. Some radishes, some celery. This is a 3% brine. So what I've been doing is 3% brine on everything because that's what you do for sauerkraut. I also did these for peppers last year and I really loved the way they came off. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna like. Like I did a bunch of garlic and chives and then I made a ferment out of it. So these are Chive-blossom. So these are chive flowers. A lot of people will take these and they'll make a vinegar out of them, which I did last year and I didn't end up really using it as much as I thought. So what I'm gonna do with these, so in 2 days almost, will be about 14 days. 7 to 14 days, usually say on the 3% brine. I have seen things where they're like, hey, with radishes, do a 5% brine. I'm not that advanced yet. I'm just doing this because I'm not like a homesteader or anything. It's like, what can you do to enhance your life? And also what I love about fermenting, and I know everybody's like getting into it for the health benefits, the biology, the lactobacillus that's in here. So the idea is the 3% brine, nothing can really live in there. There is lactobacillus bacteria on these scapes. They're already there. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna convert the sugars that are present in this scape and turn it into lactic acid. And so the lactic acid and the flavor of the vegetable are what you get when you're left over with sauerkraut or whatever vegetable that you have. Now, what's really cool about it, and I've seen this with peppers, where it tempers the capsaicin in peppers somehow and kind of gives you more of the flavor of the thing. And so I'm excited to see, like with radishes, what's gonna happen. And you'll see I've got, on this one, this one's a ball and this has a spring. I'm gonna do this with garlic scapes. This one is gonna be the more like the one I use, where this has this little glass inside that pushes the vegetable matter down. And why you wanna do that is, as long as the item is submerged, as long as the product or vegetable is submerged in the brine, it's gonna be okay. What this plastic piece does, this just has a little hole and it burps. Because what happens is, and when you turn it, you can see like, there'll be like bubbles. And like this one was really bubbly and it's less bubbly now because it's almost done. It's almost pretty much ready to go. Same with the chive blossoms. And so what you're trying to do is you're burping, the lactobacillus is making carbon dioxide and it's just gonna wanna burp all that out. So my plan is to use this jar. I'm gonna mash down the chive blossoms and I'm gonna cut them. So I'm gonna get a lot of area. I wanna get as much area as I can surrounded by the brine and the salt. I'm gonna use this pickling and canning salt. It's really critical that you use salt that is for canning or pickling. The reason that is, you don't want to have like iodine or anything else in your salt. And so I highly recommend using a clear canning brine salt. Doesn't matter what brand you use, but you do want to use that. And the other thing that I have is a scale. Now I did graduate to a better scale this year. I got this one, I think, at a retail store, but I'm just going to use a scale, and then we'll see. You'll see how I do it. But really, you just need a scale, pickling salt, and some water. And this is kind of how I do it. I don't have this written down anywhere. Like I'm just kind of doing this from memory. And then at the end of this, so once 14 days have passed on this brine, and it's, once I'm like 2 days away like this, what I'll do is I'll take it out. I'll add a little bit of the brine back in, and for the scapes, my plan is to make a scape sauce. So like a scape juice, if you will. I'm gonna add that to things like salads and honestly everything. Like when I get takeout or whatever, I'm just gonna add that in, kind of like I do pepper. Like now with hot sauce, that's what I do. Point in fact, Tabasco is fermented. So a lot of hot sauces are fermented first before they're canned. And the reason, besides the health benefits out of canning, the other thing that's cool is once I pull these out, so with these radishes, I'm gonna then take it and I'll put them in another jar. I'll take the brine out. What's really cool is the brine lasts for a very long time, and I can use the brine on meats. So when you smoke meats, or like you're trying to use a marinade, especially the chive-blossoms, that's probably what I'll do. With the radishes, what I'll do is this allows me to have radishes for 3 to 6 months, and they taste really nice. You still have the flavor of the radish. You get all the health benefits. I can just top them on salads. That's my plan anyway. This year, I'm deciding I'm fermenting everything because I at least want to try it one time. Hopefully, when you come back to this channel in a year, I'm going to focus on the things I really love to ferment, like peppers, and I'm still going to do that. But you get 3 to 6 more months out of the harvest. But not only that, it tastes better. When I did chives last year, it was incredible. I added a ghost pepper and some other peppers, and I made a harvest, like last harvest pepper sauce, and it was incredible. And so there's a lot of experimentation that you can do with this technique, and if you hit on it, it's amazing. So here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I did wash all these. So I've got them here, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna start, and again, I just wanna chop them up. I'm gonna chop the flour part too. I'm gonna chop all pieces of it. And unlike chives, there's not really a nice way to cut these. So I'm just gonna kind of get them all together. And again, I'm gonna eventually blend these. Oh man, they smell so good. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna cut these kind of like you would chives, but again, you don't have to be precious about it. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a lot of surface area. I want as much surface area touching the brine as I can so that the lactobacillus can take over and have some fun. And so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, so I got these cut up. I had some left over, so I'm gonna put them in my chives later, and that fits, so I can still put that down, so that's great. All right, so I got a scale, and now I'm gonna make my brine, and I'm gonna go ahead and tare that. So now I have 0. I'm gonna add, this is just filtered using a Brita. I'm gonna put about half of this, so 15.20, because here's the thing. I just need to make a brine out of this, so I need to make a 3% mixture. It's not gonna use the full thing. I probably should just so that I have enough water. There's no way I use that much water. Okay, 21.72 of water. So I'm gonna times that 21.72 times 0.03, because I want a 3% brine. That's 0.6516 salt. So I've got this to hold my salt. So I'm gonna put that water over there. I'm gonna go ahead and tare that, and then I have my salt here. So 0.6516 is what I need. 0.6516. You don't have to be precious with it. I'm just gonna put a little bit more. And now it's 0.68, and it's driving me crazy. All right, cool, so that's great, we did it. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this in there, and I'm going to make sure I get all the salt in there. Okay. Then I'm just gonna mix that. All right, so that's pretty good. And I'm just gonna put this back on here so that I don't spill water everywhere. And remember, ooh, I just wanna fill this up enough so that I can put the, usually what I do is I'll get the water kind of to the edge. It's gonna burp, so I want a little bit more than that. And now this is gonna push, I put too much, okay? Let's just be real. This is gonna push the salt brine, so it's gonna make a little bit of a mess, but that's why I have my pollinator towel. All right, so I'm gonna push that down a little bit. Just make sure that's good. Okay, and then now that that's good, I'm gonna push that down more, which is gonna, you know, this is definitely the messiest way to do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that tight, and then this thing will burp. So that little pink thing, that will burp over time. And I'm gonna put a label on it saying the date because I'm terrible at remembering when I put stuff on. So I'm gonna put a label and I'm gonna watch this, and you know, as it goes, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure it's got, you know, the little bubbles. I kind of check it, check for smell. You know, the smell is a big thing. Like what, oh, that smells so good. What it smells like is really, really kind of critical to take care of it. And in 14 days, I'm gonna make some Scapes sauce and I'm gonna put it on everything. Happy fermenting.